Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a heart attack. That's nearly 805,000 Americans every single year. But here's what most people don't know. The vast majority of these are preventable. I'm Dr. Richard, board-certified nutritionist and health consultant. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how your fork, your feet, and your daily habits can be the most powerful medicine your heart will ever get. If you care about living longer and stronger, do not click away. Let's get clinical for a second. A myocardial infarction, what we call a heart attack, happens when blood flow to a section of heart muscle becomes blocked. Usually, it's a blood clot forming on top of a ruptured atherosclerotic plaque in one of your coronary arteries. Cut off the oxygen, and heart tissue starts dying within minutes. In the US, coronary heart disease remains the #1 killer, responsible for about 1 in 5 deaths. The American Heart Association tracks this data religiously, and the trends are clear. We're not doing enough prevention. The major risk factors: smoking, physical inactivity, chronic stress, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and, the big one, poor nutrition. Family history matters, but your lifestyle is the lever you control. Your plate is your prescription. Let's break down the science of cardioprotective eating. First, fats. Not all fat is the enemy. Your heart needs omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA from fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, reduce triglycerides, lower inflammation, and stabilize heart rhythm. The AHA recommends 2 servings per week, minimum. Plant-based omega-3 south from walnuts, flaxseed, and chia are great too, though less BIOA, VRLA, now. Trans fats, they're banned by the FDA for good reason. But watch out for partially hydrogenated oils still lurking in some processed foods, and saturated fat found in red meat, full-fat dairy. Coconut oil, keep it under 6% of your daily calories if you have elevated LDL. Cholesterol. Second, fiber. Soluble fiber is your cholesterol sponge. Oats, beans, lentils, apples, Brussels sprouts. They bind bile acids in your gut and flush LDL out. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of total fiber daily. Most Americans get half that. Third, sodium. The average American consumes 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day. The FDA says keep it under 2,300, ideally 1,500 if you have hypertension. Here's the kicker. 70% of that sodium comes from processed and restaurant foods, not your salt shaker. Red labels. Look for low sodium, minus 140 milligrams or less per serving. Asterisk forts antioxidants and polyphenols. Dark leafy greens, berries, green tea, extra virgin olive oil, dark chocolate. They combat oxidative stress that damages your arterial walls. The PREDIMED study out of Spain proved it. A Mediterranean diet supplemented with olive oil or nuts reduced cardiovascular events by 30%. Asterisk my practical framework. Build every plate using the Harvard Healthy Eating Plate. Half vegetables and fruits. 1/4 whole grains. 1/4 healthy protein. Add a drizzle of EVU. That's it. No gimmicks, no fad diets. Nutrition is half the battle. Your heart lives in a body, not a vacuum. Physical activity. The US Physical Activity Guidelines say 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic exercise per week. That's 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Brisk walking counts, so does swimming, cycling, dancing. You don't need a gym membership. What you need is consistency. Exercise lowers blood pressure, improves insulin sensitivity, reduces visceral fat, and strengthens cardiac output. Plus, it boosts HDL, your good cholesterol. Asterisk sleep. This is where Americans are failing badly. The CDC says 1 in 3 adults don't get enough sleep. Less than 6 hours per night is associated with a 20% higher risk of heart attack. Your heart rate and blood pressure drop during deep sleep. That's repair time. Aim for 7 to 9 hours. Keep a consistent schedule. No screens, 1 hour before bed. Your bedroom should be cool, dark, and quiet. Asterisk smoking cessation. If you smoke, this is your wake-up call. Cigarette smoke contains over 7,000 chemicals. It damages endothelium, the inner lining of your arteries, promotes clot formation, and reduces oxygen carrying capacity. Within 1 year of quitting, your excess risk of coronary heart disease drops by 50%. Within 15 years, it approaches that of a Cal 1-800 menos quit now. It's free, alcohol. The old wine is good for your heart narrative. It's more nuanced. The AHA does not recommend drinking alcohol for cardiovascular benefit. If you do drink, limit to 1 drink per day for women, 2 for men. Exceed that, and you raise blood pressure, triglycerides, and risk of arrhythmia, especially at asterisk on-screen text 1-800-QUITNOW plus sleep statistics plus exercise guidelines. Chronic stress is a cardiovascular killer we rarely talk about enough. When you're perpetually stressed, your sympathetic nervous system is stuck in feeder. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your system. Blood pressure spikes. Inflammation rises. Platelets become stickier. And for people with underlying plaque, that stress can rupture it. The INTERHEART study, one of the largest global studies on heart attack risk, found that psychosocial stress accounts for about 30% of heart attack risk worldwide. That's massive. So what works? Mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBS, has solid evidence for lowering blood pressure and improving heart rate variability. Even 10 minutes of daily meditation using apps like Headspace or Calm makes a measurable difference. Deep breathing, try the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode. And social connection, the Harvard study of adult development, running for over 80 years, found that strong relationships are the strongest predictor of long-term health and happiness. Loneliness increases cardiovascular risk as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Call your people. Prioritize community. Know the warning signs. Hollywood got this wrong. It's not always rheumatic. Chest-clutching. Classic symptoms. Chest pressure, squeezing, or pain. Often described as an elephant sitting on the chest. Pain radiating to the left arm, jaw, neck, or back. Cold sweats. Nausea or shortness of breath. Sudden, overwhelming fatigue. But here's critical information, especially for women, for older adults, and for people with diabetes. Women are more likely to experience atypical symptoms: jaw pain, back pain, indigestional-like discomfort, extreme fatigue, or shortness of breath without chest pain. Diabetics may have silent heart attacks due to neuropathy dulling the pain signals. If you suspect a heart attack, even if you're not sure, call 911 immediately. Do not drive yourself. Every minute of delayed treatment means more heart muscle dying. Time is muscle. That's the mantra in emergency cardiology. Chew an aspirin while you wait. Minus 325 milligrams, unless you're allergic. It can help prevent further clotting. For prevention, get screened. Know your numbers. Blood pressure under 120/80ths. Total cholesterol under 200. LDL under 100. Under 70 if you're high risk. Fasting glucose under 100. Waist circumference under 40 inches for men, 35 for women. Start these screenings in your 20s. And annually after 40, earlier if you have family history. On-screen text. Know your numbers. With targets. Time is muscle, call 911. Here's the bottom line. 80% of cardiovascular disease, including heart attacks, is preventable through lifestyle. 80%. That's not my opinion. That's the consensus from the American Heart Association, the CDC, and the World Health Organization. You don't need perfection. You need progress. Swap one processed meal for a home-cooked plate of vegetables and salmon this week. Take a 20-minute walk after dinner tonight. Set a sleep alarm for 10:30 p.m. Text a friend you haven't spoken to in a month. These aren't small things. These are the compound interests of longevity. Your heart doesn't need a complete overhaul overnight. It needs consistent, loving attention, starting now. If this video reached you, hit that like button. Share it with someone whose heart matters to you, your parent, your partner, your friend. Subscribe for evidence-based health content every week. Drop a comment below. What's one change you're committing to today? I'm Dr. Richard. Your health is your greatest asset. Invest in it daily. See you in the next one, and take care of that heart.